Sue gang. What's up, gang? Yo. How is it going? It's Botat. Alright, what do I gotta do? I gotta do nothing here. Playing as blockers. Playing as an Epion deck. Some Epion. I cannot wait for the Zex starter deck and stuff. Looking forward to the O deck and then the Zex deck, for sure. He wants to be aggressive against my shields. I'm totally okay with that. I don't mind taking a hit here. Not bad, it's alright. That's good, that's good. Today is my off day, so I didn't do much, but we're chilling. He could have Killer Airstrike, doesn't really matter too much. Triple Unforeseen Witch and the Bride. He could have Gun Tank Ping, so Gun Tank Ping, I'll just take this hit. More blockers. Okay, we do have the Airstrike here. We also have the double bounce to set him back 2 cards. And then see how that goes. We have a lot of negation. I really want Akira in my hand though. Like, I really want Akira in my hand. Can't wait, Epion? Yes, sir. I definitely want... I want twice as many viable decks in this game because obviously I like playing a lot of different stuff and I just want to see more Gundams than just Kira and like Char and Amuro in every single deck. Like I really don't want that to happen. Okay, let's kill this guy now. See if he has a gun tank or something. Attacking into me. Okay, obviously I want to get the Kira in my hand. Still not getting our Kira. Nope. No Kiras. Yep, this is where Double Witch and the Bride comes into play. Okay, we're just gonna get rid of all these cards from his hand, honestly. I could have taken that hit, but it's not a big deal. Where are my Kiras? Not here. Hopefully he doesn't get any the whole game either. Okay, we got that card, which is pretty sweet. We also got Unforeseen Incident. We got Ultron as well. Okay, so let's take out... He has an Ale Strike. Let's take this guy out and get rid of his unit. Let's attack his shields. And let's play the... Can't play the Ultron right now. Let's play Ale Strike, play the Lifrith, keep the Unforeseen in our hand. Basically just one more life. Yo, Joseph, how's it going? Army? Yo, yo, yo. There's his Freedom, there's his Kira Link, I assume, that he probably has in his hand. Yep. Alright. Obviously, I could block this and then survive the hit. But he's not going to break my shield. So, like, again, people don't understand what this card does. Like, he just wasted his freedom. Like, this is what I meant in my video you guys just watched. This guy's playing Kira. And he still doesn't know what my card does. And now he's going to attack into me. Now I can block him, of course, if I want to. Or I can just take the hit here. But he has Naval Bombardment. So I think I just block this in the first place. And then I can play the Unforeseen on the following turn. Let's see what he wants to do now. Does he want to play another card? Okay, so now I can Unforeseen this guy and just not lose any cards. So that wastes his entire card right there. And now I have my own Ale Strike, which is perfect. Now I can either kill this thing or I can use my Ultron to basically gain a huge offensive turn into him. So obviously I could do Kira. Kira's obviously very, very strong here. Playing this guy, giving damage to him. Right. I think Kira is the best way to go here. We're going to target ourselves. We're going to target this guy. We're going to complete section. We're going to activate this. We're going to play this. We're going to attack directly into him. And then we're going to activate this card. Put these two to the bottom. Get rid of his card. We'll draw a card off of this. Draw a card off the other Freedom. And then swing. We could play Kira here as well and draw another card. But we'll see what we draw. I don't really want to put the Freedom into the bottom of the deck, but it's fine. I don't need to attack with the Ale Strike, because why would I give him another Kira? Since I don't... Probably doesn't have one, but he could be drawing them. Yeah, he wasted attacks, and he lost his entire board. So it looks like he does have the second Kira Link. He attacks into me. He doesn't... He just kills my unit. And then he can give -2 AP to my Kira. And then he survives. But I can kill him now, so... It's kind of going to be the same thing. Or I can play Ultron, not kill him. Or I can draw a card. I can kill him, draw a card. So this is where Ultron's useful. So I think the very first thing I want to do is simply attack into my opponent. I don't need to attack here. Hopefully I don't give him another pilot or something. That would be very, like, annoying. Of course. So he's deciding what to do here. This is again where Ultron is really powerful in this matchup, because now I can just trade my Ultron for his Link here. And if he plays a blocker, I can Ale Strike, bounce it, so on. What's he doing? He's got an action in his hand, I guess. So even though we had a really bad start, we kind of counterpunched our way through this whole game. We have more cards. He plays 2 Kiras this game. And yeah. So I think this is why everybody should be practicing against this deck or playing with it, and this is why my version of the Strike Freedom deck is a lot stronger than others, because I have all these pieces in play to nullify my opponent completely. I'll play this card and I'll pass. So again, even if he does play the Freedom here, he would have to attack into my unit if he has a third one in his hand. Losing to 3 Freedoms would be insane though. Did he give up? I don't know if he gave. He might have given up. I think he realizes this card's gone. So maybe he did. I don't know. I think I played against Lucky many times though, so I can't really say if he gave up or not. Mostly when people give up, they just concede. So next turn I can use Kira to draw another card if I want, in case I don't draw anything useful. But we might have a link to end the game as well next turn. Yeah, he's pretty AFK. He DQ. Yeah. I was gonna make the title of my video like, you know, Kira makes your opponent rage quit, or this deck makes your opponent quit the game. Something like that. But decided not to. Yeah, he did quit. So he did rage. I mean, he basically did quit. So you guys can see, not a good start. Like one of the worst starts. But Witch on the Bride, gaining momentum, unforeseen incident, really, really good. And then even though he got us to play his Freedom first, we got to hit him back with it really potently. And just understanding how the game's gonna go. And you can't just, with this card on the board, you can't just YOLO at my shield and get free wins because you went, oh, I played Strike and I'm gonna forget about trading on the board because you're coming back into the game. I'm just gonna start swinging at your shields and try to get there right before you can do something. So definitely played better than him in that game for sure. Okay, we got a actual playable hand here, so we'll keep this hand. Again, playing this deck and playing any... If you guys haven't seen my blocker video, you guys should check out the Know That Enemy blockers. Because you definitely want to take hits. And you guys saw that I was taking hits trying to grab a hold of any Kiras into my hand or striker packs. Didn't happen that game, but we still ended up winning and outplaying our opponent. So like even right now, right now I could play the Rick Diaz and hit his shields, but I'm playing a defensive deck. There's no real reason for me to actually attack into a shield area. So I can literally pass here and I don't have to feel bad about it. What do you think of the card that does Witch or heals? The wing card, Wings of Flight, I think it's called, or something. Wings of Flight is a card that can do both, and I like that. You know, obviously, I forget what they're called in Magic the Gathering, but there were these type of command cards, travel command cards, and they would have multiple abilities. There's one in green as well that lets you ramp. I think Wings of Flight is a solid card because it can do either one. But the power of Witch and the Bride is the ability to burst. So it's got, yeah, downside is like not having a burst effect, and you don't want the healing and the bouncing at all times. So it's not as powerful as Witch and the Bride, or as powerful as what's the card called? Thinking of the card name. So I'll play this now that I can block with unforeseen incident stuff. The card is called, go to my profile here. Yeah. Dramatic Turnabout. So Dramatic Turnabout is much better because it heals and draws you a card, and then Burst draws a card. This card is significantly better. If you guys do not own a playset of this card, it's like $8 to get a playset. I definitely recommend getting this card. It's up here for a reason, guys. Like all these 4 cards up here, they're up here for a reason. It's because these are some of the best cards in the game, and you know, really, really strong. Especially these 2 cards. I mean, these 3, honestly, kind of slept on by the community. Okay. Wings of Light, Victory Gundam. Yeah, Wings of Light. Yeah, so it's a solid card. It's not something you should rush into picking up the alt art for anything. It's not a great card. It's just a playable card. I'll say that. It's just playable. So he's attacking into me. I don't mind losing my base here. No reason to block. Hello, hey house, how's it going? Hopefully everything's going well with you. I know there's a regional this weekend. I think in Mexico or somewhere. So see how people do at that regionals. plays a blocker. We get our cards. So what we can actually do here is play Kira, attack into this, and then gain benefit if he doesn't attack. And then I think we're gonna do that. We're gonna play the Kira. We're gonna attack into this. We're gonna give minus AP to the Vulture Bird mode, and then he's gonna be like, "Oh, I can block and kill you, because it's 4 AP." And then I can go unforeseen incident, take out this guy, and keep my own guy alive. Yeah, so now we can unforeseen him, and this is why having Kira and unforeseen in the deck is very potent, because you can negate both at the same time. Unforeseen is a very powerful card. So now we get rid of that card. This card can now die to him, but we get both. I'm pretty happy with this. There's no rush to do anything. Vulture did improve in the new set with the new Exia card, but I do. And he's playing Overflowing Affections. He's gonna have more consistency in trying to get to his mill stuff. Hopefully you guys have been practicing some GD05, enjoying making your own decks and getting some wins and having fun with list building, deck building, rather than everybody copying every single deck on the internet. He plays Striker Pack. I can play this and attack into him. There's no real need to, honestly. I can play my own Silver Bullet. I kind of just like getting this card out of my hand, because this Kira is going to be saved for my own freedom in case I don't get another Kira. And again, if he attacks me, I don't mind taking a shield hit to potentially get a burst effect. Just upping my odds of having more powerful turns. So assuming this is like something down the Rust TCG side where we're playing a lot of blockers and vultures. I don't play like this because, yeah, this has to be like the Rust TCG video that he put out. Obviously, my Vulture deck is much more streamlined into milling a lot of cards and then having Decisive Last Resort, playing off the purple. Here's Akira, like I just said. You want to be actively doing this. The more you do this, the more you're going to realize this is the way to go. So he just gave us a card for free. We lost health. That was irrelevant to us. So making our plays a lot stronger. There's a second Freedom Gundam. So now I can either keep this guy rested, swing into my next turn, or I can put Akira onto something. Justice Gundam also works pretty well. We're only at 7. I think we play Justice for sure. I kind of like playing this though, keeping it rested, knocking out his guys. I don't want to mill him more Vulture cards though, so I think this thing has 6 HP. I think we can go Kira, blue Kira on this, get it really big, attack into this unit, forcing him to maybe block, maybe not block, giving us more options. The reason why I'm putting the blue Kira on this freedom is because, so in Vulture, the double X Gundam could target a level, any unit he wants, and also a base. So protecting it with Justice tokens or any of my small blockers won't be something I can do. So it's better for me to utilize this. Now my shields are fully open. This thing survives. He's playing a search card. What did he grab? Destiny, Leo. That just deals 2 damage. He won't kill this. So now I can play the Justice if I want to, getting more units on the board than just trading everything. I can take hits to the face. I'm not really worried about that too much. Or I can play the Striker Packs and really try to go wide. I think playing Justice back to back is pretty strong, but he's going to get rid of my token, my blocker. I think we're going to just do the Justice here and then end our turn. Wisdom is an action step at the start of turn. Now that we have board wipes, would make Kind-Hearted S tier. Yeah, Kind-Hearted would be a very good tech card against board wipes and stuff. It still works if your opponent's trying to be greedy, which is why people cannot be greedy when the people start playing Kind-Hearted in their blue decks. They cannot be greedy, and a good player, or you know, it's gonna come up sometimes, but it's gonna be hard to have it in your hand, and you only need a lot of space in your deck to actually get to what you want. So he gets to kill my card. That's not a problem though, because I'm gonna be able to kill his whole board next turn. So it is a good card. I do wish that, you know, maybe they'll change the game to give us action steps on attack triggers or something, or start of the turn. But then if you do at the start of the turn, right, then your opponent's going to still make the same play. Or just not board wipe you, essentially. But it could be useful. Being a Mr. GD05, let me say I have been playing just about 90% Blue White Orb and Amuro 8 Kiros. Yep. If you were to add any bases, what would you remove? I feel like this kind of deck you would take to a regionals and not to a locals, correct? Both locals, regionals, anything that you want to win and do well at is obviously a strong deck. Removing bases, so I have other variants. The best base for this deck is Argama, because you guys are playing against like maybe Wing, maybe Academy Breach, maybe New Gundam Breach. Argama is the best base. It only costs one cost, and it protects you against Breach, and you're just using it as a way to cycle one, so draw a card from your shield area. Let me play out this turn real quick before I get carried away. So let's keep this guy tapped, and let's just utilize our silver bullet here. No, let's utilize the striker pack, because I don't think he has any way to deal. Actually, he might have something to kill the striker pack. So let's play the silver bullet just to be really, really safe and start operating on different terms. We will attack into his shield. See if he wants to play his big guy now and kill something. Or we can mill something big from his trash. Okay, we got rid of his board wipe and that. Not a big deal. So it didn't really hurt us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We did give him 7 cards exactly. 8 cards. 8 Vulture cards. The thing about Double X is that it needs any Vulture card, whether it be a pilot or bases. Coach, I'm having trouble trying to find a deck that can compete with Kiraslop and Busted Mobile Fighter. In your opinion, what deck or deck can toe-to-toe with those decks? If you're versing Kiraslop, so any deck in the game, the #1 answer is going to be my aggro deck. Play an aggro deck, whether it be purple, green. Now, there's no purple, green on my EX burst right now, but I'm sure you guys can figure it out relatively safely. But play my aggro deck. Okay, so that will obviously, aggro still beats blockers. Aggro is going to be good into other decks. It might lose to G Gundam, but even against G Gundam, a lot of the G Gundam decks are not utilizing the big burn that I am. So they're going to struggle when they cannot find their Howl Gundam. If they can't find the Howl Gundam, they're going to lose. And with Zeong just, their board wipe, you play Zeong, your board wipe, their board wipe basically doesn't matter. Let me just take my turn. Don't go down Gundam Wing. Wing Gundam kind of isn't doing its job right now, unfortunately. So let's play this card. Let's power up the Justice Gundam and the Ultron. Let's swing our Justice Gundam and try to... Actually, yeah, let's swing into his unit here and try to draw a card. Action step after unit or base is played. Something at the beginning of the turn. If there's an action step, like an upkeep, right? If there's an upkeep step in the game, that would make action cards more useful. I don't know if Bandai is going to add that, but, you know, they could. We'll attack Ultron into the shields because not much else to do. I don't have a way of tapping his units, and I don't want to put this to the bottom of his deck exactly. Ailstrike is not bad here. We don't need to go super attack heavy into him because that deck really requires, Vulture requires you to have the pilot to actually link your level 8. So we're just going to play a striker pack here. Now that we drew our 2 cards, play the striker pack. We'll make it into a 4-2 gets killed by what? Nothing really. So we'll make it a 4-2 so you can attack me with these cards. And I'm going to leave my blocker up because we have so many cards. He's running out of cards. There's no reason to go offensive right now. And it's up to us. If he swings at our shield, we can just take the hit and keep our blocker up as well if you want more Kiros. But yeah, we're just going to attack him really heavily. We have Ailstrike for tempo control, freedom for tempo, and being really strong. So yeah, this is why I didn't build my Vulture deck like this, because this card really doesn't do anything. It was good against aggro when it was, but there's no need to do that. And looks like he doesn't have the level 8 in his deck, in his hand, and he whiffed. So he's might be gonna concede at this point. Sorry, Shockwave, but if you don't have the level 8, you're not going to be competing against my deck. Attacks me, pops this, no problem. Do I need to block this card? No, I don't, because you can give me another card. Striker Pack. Boom, Striker Pack. Nope, no Striker Pack. Okay, he's out of cards. Now I can just start doing everything I want into him, essentially. So let's put a Kira Yamato onto this so I can get the pair effect. But before I do that, let me get rid of this unit that he has. Actually, you know what I can do? I can put this onto this. I can attack into this. And I can activate the Kira effect, giving -2 to this. Activate the other ability. I'll get rid of the Justice, and I'll get rid of the other Justice. Now, I don't want to get rid of all the... we can get rid of the Justice Gundams. We have so much card advantage, it doesn't really matter. Get that card out of here. I'm going to draw a bunch of cards off this Freedom Link when I play it right now. I'm going to board wipe him completely. So this is how blue wants to win. Blue always wants to win by having a bunch of cards and your opponent basically having literally nothing. I can just take this hit. He blocks it. Totally fine. So now we can go with the next one. And we can target these 2 cards. You conceded, right? Yeah, it's game over. So let me show you guys the deck that I would play against aggro. So the deck to beat aggro, okay, is the Xeon, the Shar's Away deck, or Xeon Rush. So this is the deck I'll be playing, okay, just because we lost 2 or 3 GMs. We have Zaccarella. We always had more ability to play more GMs or Zaku 1s, and Zaccarella is a good card to put into our deck just to attack for 1 cost. It's level 3. You always want to go second in Gundam. You go second, you play a single GM, and then you can start playing a Zaccarella and a GM after that, and you're really, really happy. So we realistically lost nothing. All that this did was give us... our decks technically got better. So the decks overall got better, and our opponents, like the spam version of the deck, you know, nobody wants to play 200 Zaku 2s. I don't even know why they keep printing Zaku 2s, like, or these GM type units. Like, they need to stop printing them. And basically now you can look at every single card is unique, right? At least every single card is unique, but we still have the same ability of going straight with 1 cost into our opponent's shields. Now we finally got a board wipe. Level 6 is a bit too late. I'm going to tell you that right now. Even if you're going first contact or bird mode into level 6 board wipe, going second, you still lose the game, because by the time that happens, you're generally down to like 1 or 2 shields, and it's very hard to come back from that. Of course, at least we have it. If you play blockers, then the board wipe is more relevant, because you play blockers with purple and all of a sudden they can't attack you, so they got to go wide. When they go wide, you board wipe them and you win the game. So purple white has some play going there, or just mono purple with blockers in your deck, like, you know, because purple has access to blockers, blue has access to blockers, even the Zord type, you can have a good time making sure you don't lose too many shields. But this deck, you know, will destroy your opponent. And we also got Amuro in white now, so you can now rest your opponent. And this deck is really, really strong. And if they don't kill your guys, board wipe you, we summon tokens off the Sharzaka 2. We get to draw an extra card off of this one. We have high maneuvers, so their blockers don't matter at all. And we have many ways to get Char, whether it be from a Char's Gelgoog, from our trash, or encounter straight to our hand. And then Zeong allows us to gain, basically, play the second half of Corsica base and Zeong. You get 4 cards for 2 cards, which is really good. And you get to take out your opponent's shield at the same time. Really, really strong. And then playing Fall Mail, right? This is just Corsica base. You just don't get a 4-2. You get a 3-1. But if you play this correctly, where you know your opponent's not going to be able to attack into you, like they play a Lifrith, you play Fall Mail, they're not going to swing their Lifrith into your token. Otherwise, they're going to leave their base open for the Zaku 2 to swing into. Or you can simply link with Quattro with this guy. Now their Lifrith dies, and you get to survive, and you go up 1 basically, which is really, really good. So this is a deck I'll be playing to destroy the blocker decks, or at least have a good time into blockers or into G Gundam. G Gundam obviously is a strong deck into aggro. Now the deck is not consistent enough, so you have to mulligan and so forth. But if you do find the Maxter and the Cyclone Punch, you can do well. But if you are losing to G Gundam, understand that the best way to not allow G Gundam to kill you is to simply not attack. If you don't attack into the G Gundam deck, they can't do the Maxter plus Cyclone Punch combo and gain benefits. They have to activate Shining Gundam, and if they don't have Shining Gundam, none of the other cards in their deck will work and interact with you. So you basically force them to use Shining Gundam to gain some sort of card advantage or interaction, which ultimately becomes no card advantage for them. And then you're having a good time. And Howl Gundam, a lot of people, you guys were watching Eggman streams. Eggman and other people weren't really running Howl Gundam at 4 or whatever. So you guys should be playing Howl Gundam in your deck, because this is a board wipe and you got to board wipe your opponent multiple times to actually beat aggro. The big thing against aggro decks is, like, people just aren't playing Zeong. This card is the most broken card in the game, period. End of story. Nothing in the game, okay, and I mean absolutely nothing, not even the New Freedom Gundam, is as broken as Zeong is. Okay, Zeong is the most broken card in the game, and you can use this in any green deck that has, any deck at all that runs green and runs new types, right? If you want to play a mono Zeta Gundam or whatever, like AUG deck, you pretty much have a new type on here. A new type, new Amuro is also a new type. You can put this card into the new Amuro deck, which I think I deleted, but basically you can play in the new Amuro with double Amuro. They're both new types, and you don't have to attack and link it on curve. You're just simply playing it to go extremely wide on your opponent. So yeah, it's really, really strong card. So that's how I would beat MF, is don't attack into it, don't attack into the Kira, because Kira's, if it attacks into your shield area with the New Freedom effect, yes, you'll draw cards, but at least you don't lose your board outside of the Freedom ability. But if you attack into the Kira deck and they play the New Freedom, and then all of a sudden they attack into your units, they're going to kill your whole board and draw cards, and they can get rid of your HP afterwards. There's no rush for them to get rid of your health. And going to Vulture, you guys can see my Vulture deck. It was doing not bad. Like, it's not bad overall. This card might not be needed as much, but either way, unfortunately Vulture hasn't got any support. But being able to get Exia Repair, our early game GM trader, and also Lifrith trader, whatever, being able to play this card early on, having some sort of board control, and then basically sacrificing it to discard 2 cards to have our Vulture trash always filled up, it was really good. And then Decisive Last Resort is a must play, because it pops anything you want, and I've been able to play this card on turn 5 on curve and kill Victory Gundam or kill whatever I want. Local Determination, same thing. Even later into the game, you can kill like Victory Gundams, Gundam Amuros, anything level 4. So yeah. And then Sazabi, this deck is not 100% complete yet, because it's kind of hard to upgrade it. I have a different version built in real life. But Sazabi is a card that you can slide into your purple decks, because, again, don't need a pilot, and it's one of the ways to actually destroy your opponent's units off the board. Maybe you play Sazabi Ultron, right? You keep your opponent rested, and then you play, I guess you can swing into it, but if you can keep your opponent rested, like you play Sazabi, they play their card, they do their thing, then you play Ultron, keep their guy rested, then you swing Sazabi into their shields, kill your own Ultron, but you get to pick up their best unit. Could be an option. Kind of tricky to do that, though, obviously. But yeah, it's kind of inconsistent though when you don't have enough Vulture cards, but most of the time it does run smoothly. The only issue is we only have one Garad, whatever his name is, and so we don't have as many links as we could have, which is, I think, the main reason why this deck is being held back, is because we simply don't have another link for our Gundam XX, and that's really helping, like really nullifying us to do well. But this is one of the best ways to actually destroy your opponent's best unit immediately, and they don't have a chance. It has beaten Kira, it's beaten G Gundam, So yeah, especially with widespread. The guys, widespread ruin destroys any mid-range deck. Like G Gundam, all their cards are level 4 or lower. As long as you survive the first couple turns, level 6 is coming. Their whole board just goes, and they have nothing left in their hand afterwards. So really, really strong card. Yeah. Let's read chat. I seen purple green Char on the rise too. Yes, there's purple green Char because Zeong is broken and has been broken. That is why it's strong, and then obviously having the ability to, like, without Zeong in the deck, purple green Char does not work. Okay, because it cannot survive against decks that can go longer than it can, and it doesn't have the staying power, and it gets run over by aggro. If like actual aggro. So Zeong is a key difference maker in any deck that plays Zeong. Zeong by itself carries the deck so far that it is super strong. Okay, and yeah, hopefully Zeong does not get banned or nerfed or anything, because it's really what's keeping One Year, like not One Year War, but One Year War or Char decks in check essentially, and keep making them being able to play the game. If they ever touch Zeong or Char or anything, they better gut Kira to the ground and nerf blockers, so they, like, blocker decks simply cannot operate in how they have been with like blocker slop. They better ban Ailstrike, they better ban Kira, they better ban level 8 Kira, because I don't want to play in a world where if they're gonna hurt the other decks, like Kira should not be standing above everything. And then they're going to have a problem. They're going to have unbanned cards, because as they print more cards, there's going to be more powerful effects coming out. Especially in GD06, we're getting a lot of cards with 4 decks in a booster box. So right now, simply I would either play the best decks if we're trying to win, and work off of those, or GD05 is not out yet. Try to have fun in the first month. But hopefully GD05 does not turn into what GD04 was, where nobody wants to play the game after the first 2 weeks. Like, after the first 2 weeks of new types, it's literally everybody's like tuned out. Nobody cares about the game, because it's just play Blurple or, you know, play blocker slop or lose the game for the most part. Wish would have given us a +2/+2 wing pile that draws 1. The deck just feels unplayable right now. I agree. Wing does feel very, very rough. I will be trying to, you know, build a wing deck and try to improve it as best as I can. Us wing players that are really invested into wing, as we have been from GD01 through 5, are gonna still try to make it work. I'm sure we'll find something. Wing was never the best deck in GD01 all the way till now. It's never been the best deck. And Wing Zero, as you guys have experienced, has been showing that its cost and stats are not what this should be, and its ability was never insane. It was just an ability that we could play back in the day. And even GD04, I said, right, that because Minerva and other decks existed, Wing was actually still able to be played because it had the ability to bully 2 of the most meta decks. But now with the new Freedom, you can't just play Wing Zero and the Freedom just bounces you, Sazabi kills you. You have to beat your opponent down and beat them, which that should still be a thing. But I want you guys to remember, as a Wing player, Wing is not a deck that makes the meta. Okay, Wing is not a deck that defines what the meta is. Wing is a deck that once the meta is defined, it interacts with the meta, and it's built purposefully to be able to be played and uniquely fit itself into the metagame. So once the meta is basically settled, then the Wing decks will operate better, because we will know how to make our decks beat most of the meta decks. Right now we're trying to combat aggro, trying to combat blockers, trying to combat G Gundam and beatdown decks and Amuro decks. We can't hang with everything at the same time, and we don't have sideboards or anything, so we basically need to wait for things to like settle down, or fine tune our decks to simply destroy 1 or 2 decks out of the picture. And I'm going to be honest, most likely that's not going to count aggro, because I think we should just forfeit the aggro matchup and say, okay, hopefully our opponent doesn't have the best cards, and hopefully we can just win the game by default without pushing our deck to really perform against aggro as heavily as possible. Yeah. Hope we get some more support for clan in GD06. The biggest problem it had was level 2 spam, so hopefully it gets better with the new meta. Level 2 spam will still be a thing, or like, it's not level 2 spam, it's like 1 cost spam. 1 cost spam will still be a thing. Aggro will still be a thing. I think that clan slightly got an upgrade, and with the board wipe, you can play clan with mono red with purple splash for the board wipe. Could be an avenue there, but playing red green clan, we did get Darkness Finger. I thought I disconnected from the internet for a second. We did get Darkness Finger to have a better close combat, essentially. So if you go to my clan deck here, whoops, that's Academy. We got a clan deck here. The only upgrade we really got was swapping out our close combat for Darkness Finger for basically just a rare version of close combat. So we can still play a lot of burn. We're really, really good into like blocker decks. I think I haven't playtested it. I really want to playtest it. Maybe we'll go playtest it right now, actually. This is not the exact 50 I would run, but let's just say that we're going to go grab this, put it into our deck here. And let's go playtest this deck and see how it does into the meta game, because I love clan. You guys know I like clan. I know a lot of you guys found me off of the clan video that I posted. Was based on my very first videos, essentially. How's Double O feeling for GD05? Double O is, I haven't played as a Double O, but nothing really changed for Double O. We got the new Exia. The new Exia is good. I would not be trying to go down the whole spam GMs aggro Exia Double O deck. I think that the green purple side got slightly improved because now we have a new purple card and we have a way to mill, which helps your Trans Am come online. And obviously red is still very strong for that as well. So I think red is really strong. Of course, you're going to be playing red. You have the board wipe. You have everything you want. And now you got another GM. Make the early game a little bit more consistent and milling your cards. So I think Double O will relatively be around the same, right? A deck like Clan where you can definitely play it. Is it going to be the best deck in the game? I don't know. I truly have not playtested it. And I haven't looked at the new red cards. Again, I'm not a huge fan of the Trinity support. But maybe there's something there. You Double O fans who are really invested into it can definitely go check it out. I have like 7 decks built in real life. What is it? 4, 7. I have 8 decks built in real life that I play tested. We're still not into the full GD05 meta yet, so we'll see. Maybe I'll work on. Yeah, red has the recycling effect. There is that. I know you guys refer to it as draw, but I think I refer to it as recycling, which helps you with consistency. But I think the CB deck was mostly overall consistent enough. And if you don't play green, now you do have the option of, instead of playing like the schoolgirl type card for CB, you do have the recycle card, which can be useful. So trying to get Suji out there as soon as possible, I think, is our best move, because we really want to try to cycle through what we want. They don't play any level 5 units, so I'm going to put this card to the bottom because I'm playing G Gundam. No reason to have that in our hand. Unbrick, I brick too much in purple red. Yeah, so hopefully that helps. You know, like I said, there's a couple pickups here and there for these, like clan or for CB. Nothing too much. Do I attack with this card? No, I don't attack with this. Although he has Shining Fingers, so maybe I just attack with it anyways. Yeah, let's attack with it anyways. So hopefully it's been working out well for you for CB. If not, then, you know, there's not too much to explore. And if your deck cannot compete against the new Kira, then you're going to be in a very, very tough position. And I'm sure you guys went to your locals, new types, regionals. You guys know that you will be playing into a Kira blocker swap deck at some point during your run. And probably now more than ever, you're going to be playing into it significantly more because it's so powerful. And if not just Kira blocker swap, the blue decks will still play the new Freedom and possibly the new Kira to upgrade their blue decks with Epion or the O decks or whatever they have. Yeah, the new purple Exia is good because it allows you to self-mill. Finally, purple got Exia got that card. So he gets to do his combo here. Not, I don't really care. Let's play 2 more cards and call it a day. I really like Clan. I've been waiting for my buddy Echo to come online and play. He's been too busy playing Call of Duty Zombies a lot. He's addicted to Call of Duty Zombies for the last like 4 days or so. Since the Black Ops 2 came back out on PlayStation, I think. I'm not too worried about this. It might seem like I'm low on cards, but we're not low on cards. Don't worry. Oh, I messed up. No. Why did I mess up? Streaming and playing the game is not always the best. Let's see. Does he have another Shining Gundam? No, but he does have Shining Finger back into his hand. So now he's gonna rest my guy, swing again. Not a big deal. There's so much burn damage in our deck that we'll overcome this eventually. And from shields. This base for G Gundam, I don't like it too much. It's okay because it lets you attack into higher HP units, but I don't think the deck needs bases, honestly. It's not horrible though. Have you updated your zombies? I know you played a ton last set. Yeah, a zombies is updated a little bit right here. Minerva zombies. So we're playing Decisive Last Resort. We're playing Giant Killing for silver bullets and stuff. Decisive Last Resort to destroy their big units. We're playing the new Destiny Gundam because first strike, infinite card advantage, and if we're playing it against a deck that does not have a way of outing Destiny Gundam with a kill spell or putting it to the bottom of your deck, they can't remove this thing. This thing has 8 health basically. It's gonna be very hard for them to remove it, and they can't attack into us because this thing hits really hard. So it's been really, really good. It's also just another mono purple card you can add to a deck. So I think purple got a lot of cards you can just splash into decks and stuff. And then Sazabi because you can just kill your own units and do all that jazz. Unforeseen incident, damage control right here, and that's pretty much the deck. Still typically the same deck. We're still playing red because I think Raised Blaze Phantom Zaku is really good, and then Blitz Gundam for first strike is really strong. Okay, here we go. So now I can go this, grab this, grab this, grab this, grab this, and then we can first strike this card out of the picture. And then I could get rid of this, or I could just not attack it and see what he does. And I think I'm gonna just wait. I'm gonna see what he does, then I can battle aces this, or just let him hit my shields. Nothing's really an issue here. He has no way of healing his unit. So if he wants to use cards to buff up his unit or something, I'm okay with that. This guy has a lot of cards, but you know, he got +1 off of this. He got Shining Finger again. He loses a card. He gains first strike. That's fine. He pumps up the AP. He first strikes into our unit. Very sad for us. Dragon Gundam gives it breach. Plays that card to ping for 2. Again, we have a lot of burn in our trash, so it's not the end of the world here. I can still ping this guy off and gain advantage. I can also ping the Dragon Gundam off with these 2 cards here. Let's see if we can hit a burn spell out of our trash. Nope, no burn spells. Somebody Loco says the new Destiny is not good. I want to see it in action. Gotcha. Okay, so we're not going to give him another card advantage. I'm going to save this so we can swing into something. If we didn't do that simple misplay earlier, we would have 1 more card on the board. 2 more cards, actually. Okay. Okay, let's play the schoolgirl. Go get herself something useful. So I can either get the double ping or I can get the level 7. We're obviously going to get the level 7 here. I'm going to play the level 7. I think right now. Because we can always get the 2 damage burn. We only have 6 mana left over, actually. So do I want to kill this guy? Or do I not want to kill this guy? This guy will ping 2 to me, so... Ping 2 to anything, actually. Let me play this. We whiff. Unfortunate. And then this guy's going to get burned by this guy anyways. 3 or less AP. So, unfortunately, we just have to suicide this into this now. I'm going to suicide it into this guy instead. And then we're going to basically ping it off with the this card next turn. Or any burst chances we get. End the turn. We're not super scared of losing exactly. I think we would have won this game if we didn't mess up that early turn. Because we would have played a unit, killed this guy, he wouldn't have been able to do whatever he wanted to do. And then we wouldn't have taken another shield hit. And then we wouldn't have to use battle aces onto his unit. We would have just killed his Dragon Gundam here from our hand. Alright. Tsuji Ito, that's good. Now we can kill his other Gundam. We get a +1. We get to scry the top of our deck. He just passes his turn. I can ping this guy off, so it's no big deal. Ooh. That's cool. So let's ping this guy out of the picture. And then I don't need to attack into him. But I do want to scry the top of my deck with Tsuji. We're obviously going to play this out. I do want to scry the top of my deck with Tsuji Ito to guarantee that I get something good. Okay, let's attack the shields. If you want to Signing Gundam first strike me, go for it. I'm going to burn him next turn anyways. Let's make sure that I have good cards. Do I want this card? Not really. I want a lot of my level 7s and level 8s or Machus to draw more stuff, so I'll put it at the bottom. Yeah, we really would have been ahead of him if we had not messed up earlier. But hey, this only shows that even if we mess up, go -2, -3, we can still... clan is really powerful. We can still keep competing and doing stuff. So he's gonna play Master Asia Link. Is he gonna play a... He must have Shining Finger or something in his hand to use a special move so he can activate his abilities. Yep, he's gonna give it Breach, not a big deal. Okay, hopefully we get a burn spell here. He kills this with Master Asia's ability. We get Machu. Okay, that's really good. So now we can board wipe him. And then hopefully draw off Machu. Sure, you're still gonna die. Doesn't really matter. He's running out of cards. We still have burst in our shields, hopefully. We haven't drawn any burn spells yet. Yeah, we have only the one battle aces. Okay, so now I can simply ping one of these guys off. This is 5 AP, has 1 health left. This guy has 1 health left. Let's get rid of the Master Asia. Let's put the Machu on here for suppression. Add that to hand. Now, do we want to suppression him? Or do we want to swing at his life? I just want to attack his shields. I don't even care. I just want to swing at his shields. If it gives them a pilot or whatever, I don't really care. So there's his pilot, whatever. I just want to put him on the back foot and be like, either kill this thing or potentially die by giving me burst effects. Also, if he swings at my shields, I do have potentially burn for the Shining Gundam. But right now he can't kill this. So he can obviously, yeah, so he's going to play this. He's going to get a card back from his trash. Realistically, you would attack and kill this guy, not give him anything, but I don't really care about doing all that. Hey, Exia, how's it going? How's playing Kira blockers? Okay, discards Darkness Finger, does this thing, does his first strike. Gains more card advantage. Sucks for us that we now we lose, but it's okay. We knew that going into the attack into his shields. I'm playing CB. Nice. How's CB going? People in chat were asking about how strong CB's doing or how not strong it's going. Whether you're playing Trinity or not. Come on, burn spell into Machu. Nope, no burn spell, no Machu. But clan is definitely strong. Okay, we don't have anything to do here, so we basically lose. I'm just gonna concede, no point, Dragon's game on. So we definitely would have won that game if we had just played it better. Multiple ways, but yeah. Clan is very strong. Obviously, we're still gonna fully mulligan for our early game. There it is. Another thing against CB is you don't have to play your units out because their entire job is trying to rest you. You can choose to not play anything. Right, there's multiple tactics on how you can beat CB if you really are trying to beat them. It's good for this set. Are you beating Kira? Get that new Gundam X repair and haste Curious cards, both good. Some pretty good stuff. Do I need to play Schoolgirl right now? I don't want to reveal to him that I'm playing Clan, because who's playing Clan? How good is it? Are you beating the Kira blockers continuously? And are you beating them, like, because they're playing bad, or because your deck is really strong? Get the new Kira blockers is quite hard for CB unless you kill them fast. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so that's quite hard. What about aggro? Aggro is always given to CB or other decks a hard time. So this guy's just playing Neo Zeon. I'm just gonna play this card and pass. Now I have a lot of bursts in my deck, so I'm not too worried about taking hits. But this is a place where you can use Darkness Finger with your EX resource, because he doesn't have a way of cracking the EX base. But I mean, now that he shows that he does, there's no actual reason to defend this with our EX. Only the real ones play clan. Yes, sir. I'm the realist as they get. Alright, here we go. 2-2. There's our battle aces. We're going to pop this dude right here. Send him to the trash. Classic clan burst. Okay, we don't have too much to do, but we do have Darkness Finger. And we can kill this guy. I think we can place... We can either take hits or just play units. Let's play this. Let's grab the level 8. Let's play another one. Let's grab... Ooh, this is a tough one. I always highly recommend grabbing Machu because of the first strike, and having multiple Machus is really good. I think Machu is more important for me right now. Because I can actually link it in level 5, level 6 and stuff. And then we'll simply just... we'll end the turn and then see what our opponent does. Whether they want to... what they want to do, and then we'll ping with Darkness Finger. I'm guessing with the new 2-2 restriction, is better to play Darkness Finger over close combat. No, Darkness Finger is close combat. So Darkness Finger is literally the exact same card as close combat. It's just that it costs 1 instead of 2. Obviously, you can't play close combat on turn 2, but we're not really trying to do that in the first place. So it's not really a big deal. Darkness Finger is better than close combat because it costs 1. So you can play it a lot more of the time when you don't have enough resources left over. Open. We're going to get rid of this because we don't need to draw more cards. We need to preserve some HP. So, yeah. So I'm using this instead of that. The clan deck on EX Burst is not fully updated. Because I unbuilt it trying to build red purple, and then I rebuilt the clan deck for people to just like look at. Okay, so we kill this guy. Then we just play our Suji card and we call it a day. So yeah, I like Darkness Finger more because it's just 1 cost. You get to level 4 really quickly, and you want to play units on the board first and then use your spell cards later. Especially because your units will actually survive a trade into like a GM. And then if you want to play a close combat as well, you can play close combat as well. I always wanted to play 8 close combats, but I don't think, like, aggro can still beat you no matter what happens. So you're really just relying on, did you have a good hand? Did your opponent not have a good hand? And did you get burst? Again, another player just going after our shields. Not even taking the good trade, just going after our shields. Right, this is all they do. This is a clear problem with Gundam, is that every deck is an aggro deck, because every deck just wants to go face 24/7 no matter what, instead of making good trades, good plays. It's the shield is such a huge weakness, and because even like 1 attack power units can take out shields, there's no reason not to just attack shield all day long. And try to win like this, right? Like, you're not playing a, like, literally, if you're, this is how you're gonna win the game, right? Let's say we're looking at this deck. If this is how you're gonna win the game, then just play aggro. Like, aggro just does it better. There's no reason to do this and not play aggro. It's just insane. So let's play this. Let's play the Machu Link because we gotta attack. Let's add this card to our hand. This thing has 4. Let's swing into this. Let's complete the action. Let's kill his whole board this turn. Make him out of cards. kill his whole board right here. Okay, buddy, what do you got? Kill this guy. Now, I don't play shields in my deck, but again, going into the suppression meta and stuff, shields are always an option. But yeah, this version of the deck is missing 3 cards that I would take out to change it up to whatever I want. Complete board wipe. Let's see what he does. We have double ping for level 5 or higher units. So I can just pop this guy off immediately unless he has another link. You cannot target anybody. You may choose. You don't have to choose. Supposed to kill his own guy. Sure. So this is why I'm running this card. There's a lot of units that are level 5 or higher right now. So Ale Strike and all the blockers, you really want to play this to pop them. Right, so play this, deal this, do this, ping this, attack shields. I'm gonna attack him once, see what happens. Hopefully he doesn't get a pilot, but you know, RNG. We're not in a really super good position here to win. Of course it's a pilot. And now we're at the mercy of him having not 2 links back to back. Right, the ability to not swing here is like we don't attack. On the next turn we possibly get a big large attack, then we win it off with another link the following turn. So of course he has this card, the best card he could possibly have. And he gets the Zeong link, and right now we're just like a huge amount of trouble. We cannot kill his whole board unless we draw something to actually ping him off. And then we'll see what he draws. Well, we can't see with Turning Point. But yeah, this deck, again, not very useful. Then we need to do a shield health to be 6-5-4-1 and basically need to do minimum 1 damage. I don't think bases need to do 1 damage. If they're going to implement anything, it's going to be like they do with every other card game that they have, where the units in the shield will hit you back based on the level. So if the level of the unit in the shield area is equal to or higher than yours, your unit dies. But yeah, it's can't really do much about it. Okay, let's trade here. I have no answer to this. I'm just dead. I don't have suppression. I don't have anything. I'm just dead. So yeah, complete garbage game, but sure. I think EX base should not get destroyed. Players start with EX base and can upgrade in specific number of HP per present. Requires 3 damage to kill a shield replacement. Require damage. This would stop the weenie rush deaths early and now give more incentive to build up stronger units. The thing is, like, if they do all these things, I want you, okay, instead of, okay, people who want the game to change a specific way, okay, instead of just saying the game should change this way or this is what they should do, okay, like everybody else, what we should be doing, if you guys really want to go down this, is you have to say, I want the EX basis to work like this, then play test 100 games like that. Okay, so playtest 100 games with the setup that you want and how you want the bases to work and the shields to work, and then see, does this even matter? Does aggro still kill us? Otherwise, you'll be doing the same thing Bandai is doing, which is nerfing or balance changing based on the community and making stupid decisions that don't actually have any impact on their game, and so on. So yeah, and then there's no point playing different Bandai games if they all function the same. That is correct. My local was talking about it. Might be turning into Digimon. Digimon, One Piece, all these games are the same. Again, the Bandai is just a clone the game the same way. So if you guys do not want to play a Bandai game, right? Because Bandai is not selling you a card game. Bandai is selling you your favorite IP on a piece of cardboard. And that is it. There's nothing else to gain from playing these games. So yeah, if you guys want the basis to change to levels interact with your opponent's attacking it. If you wanted to change to, okay, the first swing takes 1 damage, then 6 damage as you go forward, and your bigger units need to hit the shields. You guys would have to play test 100 games, and I'm telling you, you guys would come across issues that would be brought up. Or people who say, oh, there should be 10 shields, like, or 9 shields in the shield area or whatever. Like, you can't just say that there should be 100 shields or whatever, because people have not play tested this with every single deck and how it changes the game, and if it even works in the first place. Because if that happens, then how is a super low to the ground aggro deck supposed to break the last shield if they need 6 AP to crack it and they just can't get that? They would have to be relying on a pilot at all times, because there's no unit in the game outside of like 2 or 3 that have 6 AP base. And with the new blue cards, you don't have time to do that anyways, because you are... Let me look at this hand here. I want Suji. Yeah, you don't have time to do that anyways, because your opponent has these endgame boss monsters that destroy anything you have. The correct way, like, aggro has not gotten any support in the first 5 sets, basically. So if aggro has not gotten any support in the first 5 sets, basically, we need to also give aggro cards so that they have a way to win the game on turn 5, turn 6, or turn 4 with powerful links and suppression and all this stuff. And I know people think that if they gave aggro a level 4 suppression unit, that the game would just be over and aggro would be unstoppable. That's not true. It's not true because of bases, because of command cards. And also, like, the issue is the aggro players are playing too many cards and shields have no HP. So if you want shields to die, you could say that if you attack a shield area card, you know, the next time you attack a shield area card, it has to be a higher attack power than the previous run. So you gotta sequence it correctly, something like this. But they gotta find some way of solving this issue. Because they printed way too many one-cost cards in the game. And shields have no defenses, which obviously they can introduce more burst cards. But again, if this level 3 unit did something on deploy, then we wouldn't have a problem. Like, if this card actually did something when it came into the board, and we had more cards that have haste, like for Academy, then it wouldn't be as much of a problem, which we're going to slowly get there. So I wish Bandai would just tell us, like, right now, if I was a game company, I'd be like, hey guys, listen, I know you guys are having issues with this game right now. These are some cards that we have made in set 6 and 7 that will change how the game works and operates. And so we want you guys to, you know, stay in our game and understand that there are going to be cards coming in the future of the game that will help evolve the game forward, essentially. But they haven't done that. Bandai is not going to show us what cards are going to come out in 6 and 7 and 8. And that there is design space that changes how the game works. They also didn't give us any feedback on what did they play test to make the decision that they made. All their ban lists and restrictions are based off of what is happening in the metagame. Okay, I'll tell you right now, what is happening in the metagame is literal bullshit in GD01, and we know this to be true because aggro was nowhere to be seen, red-white was nowhere to be seen, okay, and those decks are really strong in the game. Pepsi Ping was a deck that was not for everybody to play with until the first couple regionals happened, because it was from, you know, Talking Cards with Garrett. His team made that deck, and so their design team should not be banning or restricting cards based off of what the community is doing, because if all the good players in this game leave and it's just a bunch of idiots running around playing whatever they want, then all their ban lists will be not to fix the game, but just to, like, what's the problem right now? Let's fix the problem right now. Because they themselves, I'm telling you guys, the Bandai, whatever their design team is, do not play this game. If they played this game even a little bit, they would know the problem of 1-drops immediately off the get-go. And they should not be basing their restrictions off of the community of idiots, because the community of idiots do not know anything at all because they can't make their own decks. They have to net deck every single time, and they don't know how to play their decks correctly, and they just wait and they copy the Blurple like 24/7, or they just play aggro because their entire goal in life is to try and win the new type challenge card through sheer luck, and think they're good, or just collect some useless cardboard that they should never win in the first place. Okay, if it's a competitive card game, but it's not. So anybody who wants to change this game, you should playtest your theory, see if it actually works, and then move forward and, you know, be like, okay, this is not working. How do we change it? How do we adjust it? Or this 100% does work, and we should change it this way. This is why the GM and safe type of cards should have been banned in the first place. All of them, including bases, and they weren't, which is quite sad. Do I want to play this card right now? I'm going to 6 next turn. No, we'll just save it. I love the crash out on Bandai, LOL. I mean, Nano Shields is too many cards taken out of the deck. Again, that's what people were suggesting. I'm not even joking. People were suggested adding 2 to 3 more shields. People were suggesting making the EX base become 6 HP. Like, if the EX base is 6 HP, you're never going to get through it ever. Even as a... Like, change your EX base to 6 HP right now, and you're not going to get through it. Like, it's going to be very, very annoying. You're not going to get through it. It's going to be very tough that everybody starts out with that. Right? What they need to do is actually inject more cards into the game that have interaction with our opponent at the beginning of the game. Give us more command spells that actually do something. Stop making this game into play units and take your 2 Gundams and bash them together. Okay, I don't want to swing my unit into your unit and that's the entire game. All of, like, One Piece, Digimon, I mean, Digimon has effects, whatever, but Bandai games, and even, like, you know, I was talking to my client yesterday, Swoo, same thing. It's turning into, I play my unit, you play your unit, and both of our units attacking each other, and we keep doing that on repeat. There's no trap cards, no spell cards, no command cards, nothing. And yeah, and then obviously we have to address the issue of their game in the first place, that most of the deck, no matter what deck you play, are bricks. Okay, if you're playing this game, most of the cards in your deck are brick cards, because you can't play anything in the open because of resource cost, and that is a serious issue in this game, and we should also look to fix that. Okay, also best of 3. If you're playing a best of 1, even in Magic or Yu-Gi-Oh, you're gonna lose a best of 1 randomly through chance, so you don't want that to happen. So yeah, there's lots of issues, and my best answer to all this is either stop supporting Bandai, because Bandai's a dog shit card game company, and go play anything else in this world. And that's pretty much it. If you want to play Gundam, again, you can pick up every single LR from GDO 1 through 4 for pretty much $200, and you'll have the whole master set of Gundam. Stop buying booster boxes, right? Stop buying booster boxes off of shelves. If you want to open packs, open booster boxes of other card games, not of Gundam, or only buy the newest set and then just sell all your cards and then pick them up for cheap later on or whatever, right? I don't find a reason. There's no reason to buy Gundam product. And the people who, again, most of the people who buy Gundam product or play this game are not mega competitive. Okay, they're semi-competitive or casual, and being semi-competitive is not good enough. Okay, being semi-competitive means that I go to tournaments, I think I'm competitive, but you're not competitive. You're not actively trying to improve at the game. You're not actively trying to test out decks. You're just playing the game as a hobby. And I don't think 50% of Gundam card game is competitive in any shape or form. Because I go to my locals and other people's locals are like, those guys are not competitive. I will say in my area, there might be like 4 or 5 guys out of the 100 people that are actually competitive or semi-competitive. Everybody else are just casuals, and if they think that they're competitive, it's just nonsense. I kind of want to keep his hand. But because I have this, I would say you want to keep it if you have this. let's try this out. Hopefully we turn to blocker deck or something, and we can see how this goes into play. Just to test out this, you guys. So yeah, there's too many vanillas in the game, exactly. So there's too many vanillas. If every single card actually had an ability and did something, maybe GM 1-drops wouldn't be an issue because our units could actually actively do something. Also, I think something I might do for clan, right, is remove this card out of the deck for clan, or put in the new academy card, because the new academy card can attack when it's deployed, which will help us combat aggro decks. Also help us with the mulligan decisions. Actually, so let me go here. Let me reduce the level 7 down. Let me reduce this card down to only 2 copies, and let me put in the academy green card because it literally has an ability. So like, you know, why would I not just play that card instead? Where is it? Like this card's, yeah, on the turn this is deployed and may choose a rest unit attack. So okay, it's not exactly what I wanted, but it could be useful. And this card as well, like 2 cost. I'm gonna put like 3 of these in the deck. Let's use 2 of those, 3 of these. Call it a day. He plays Rick Diaz. Nothing too crazy. Let's ping it for 1, and let's pass here. So yeah, any of you guys actually have ideas? Try them out yourselves and put in the time and effort, and then give me the results, because I don't want to discuss openly about what this should or should not do, and I'm not going to give my thoughts if I haven't actually like tested it. Me and Garrett, we both suggested the GM problem needs to go away, and the 1-drop and the vanillas need to go away, and that would have been a huge step in the right direction. But they didn't exactly hit that on the mark. And now we have other issues, being that the power creep, one deck is way above power level of everything else, and nothing's the same. And if Bandai's gonna introduce 3, 4, 5 different archetypes every single time, then we're not gonna have the ability to gain cards for Vulture, for Clan, for Wing, for Vegan, for whoever we want to play. We're stuck with the cards that we have, and the new support is going to be stronger than the previous support. And you know, Academy to this day still is not great, and it's gotten support like every single set. It's kind of an embarrassment and a failure on Bandai's part. And I think, you know, so far in the first year for sure, Bandai has just abused Wing series and the Academy Witch and the Bride series, Witch from Mercury series, as a way to just make millions of dollars while making their player base get almost nothing for it. It's quite sad. What do I want to do about this card? Honestly, believe that some of the bases should have attack power. I mean, most of them are actual battleships and make sense. I agree with you that they could make bases with attack power. I'm not against them making bases that hit back with attack power. And if you guys saw my Freedom video, you guys heard me say that GD03 Freedom hits back and protect their shields. So that's not something that I'm upset about or anything. But so they can make bases like that, right? So the design space of the game has to open up. They need to give us more cards, better cards. They need to stop giving us garbage vanillas that do nothing. Like, if you got rid of all the vanillas and the bad cards out of all the sets, like half the cards are just trash, man. Like, give us better cards and make sure that the card is good. Actually playtest the card, actually see that the card is playable and actually useful. And if you don't do that, then we're not in a very good position for this game. So yeah, if they make battleships have base attack power, I'm cool with that. Any card that is going to be more playable, I'm happy with. And if they keep printing stupid Rick Diaz's and Lifrits and vanilla 3/3 link units, like, we gotta get away from this. If you open a pack of Riftbound, every single card has an ability. You open a pack of Magic the Gathering or Yu-Gi-Oh! Yes, there might be vanillas in there, but we understand that they're there for draft purposes, and draft is a core thing, and there will be some filler to the set, but those cards still might be useful in Elf deck or Goblin deck or whatever. In this game, there's no reason to keep printing the exact same card over and over and over again. It's really disgusting. It's really, really gross. Oh, I messed up. I messed up, people. But you know what? We'll fix the mistake by swinging at him. In the last set, we got new cards of actual boss monsters, level Gundams that don't do anything but attack and have fat stats. Yeah, in this new set, we got boss monsters that are literally so much above everybody else that, you know, what are you gonna do? What can we do against the new freedom? What can we do against the new purple? Like, all the purple units are so strong that nothing from the previous sets can really compete against them. This guy's playing Wing. Wing 0? I guess I don't really care. Like, trading card companies and good companies should be public about the playtesting they're doing, how they're getting to the conclusions that they're getting to, assuring the player base that, hey, please don't leave our game, right? Any competitive card game right now is in the open, like Flesh and Blood. They're in the open, Ripbound's in the open, being like, hey, do not leave our game. We will make the changes that we need to make. We are playtesting in the background. We are paying very close attention and taking his stats. Bandai doesn't do any of that. Bandai just says, this is the meta from the recent last year worth of meta. We're making changes based on the meta game. That is it, period. We have not done any internal testing. We don't have good caliber players. We don't have shit. We're just doing whatever the community thinks that should be done, and that is horrible. What I want to do here. Battle Aces kills that. I don't have 8, but yeah. Let's play the let's play the level 7. Pop this guy. I could do the Macho Link here, or I could play Schoolgirl. Getting a good trade here would be pretty advisable. Or we just trade the whole board. I think we just trade the whole board and be happy with it. So let's swing. Let's see if he blocks. If he blocks, we trade both of these into him. If he is unforeseen, so be it. Not a big deal. We have so many cards, and this is why Clan has always been really, really strong scaling into the game, because we have so many cards and card advantage that we can build up. We have ping and searches and draw power. It's really, really good. Just into the stream, great rant. Thank you. They also need to stop playing such favorites. Mapty got 1 cost, ping for 2, but there's conditions, no burst. Yes, exactly. Like the new Gundam is just a better Wing Gundam. It like, yes, it's 1 more level, but like, you know, they designed those Wing cards to not get hit by the own Wing 0, and then, you know, Wing players knew that Wing 0 level 8 cost was too high and the stats are not backing it up, and Hand Maneuver is not a good enough ability. But yet people called for Wing 0 to be banned for 4 sets in a row. It's absolutely ridiculous that they wanted Wing 0 to be banned. A card that definitely should not be banned. Clan, yes, Clan has been able to hold their weight throughout all of the game. Yeah, Clan has been able to hold their weight throughout since Clan came out. In GD02, was it? When did Clan come out? Clan came out in GD02 to GD04. And I think in GD05, you know, Clan has always had a good chance of beating the blocker decks. And even with the new Kira in their deck, you can still actually outbeat them. I think. I haven't playtested enough, but that's why we're playing it right now. And this guy just, I mean, he's just almost done. Popping off, baby. We should have won the previous game against G-Gundam as well. We just didn't play correctly. And then it didn't matter, so. Let's see if he wants to block this or not. Suppression. He blocks it. He shouldn't be blocking this. He should have a chance to come back into the game. But yeah, now we're just... The game's over next turn, basically. Yeah, Clan's always been if you guys have not tried Clan, especially not like with the burst stuff, you guys definitely should at least try it. It's one of the most fun decks in the game. If Clan did not come out in GD02, I would have been very, very bored out of my mind. Clan is 100% one of the most fun decks in the game. And again, you play Clan, you feel like you're doing something, every card is doing something, and it feels fine. But the other decks in the game don't feel like that. Again, I appreciate you guys being in the chat, hanging out with me, asking questions, and listening to me comment on specific things. Wing 0. We're playing against everyone's favorite Amuro Gundam and his buddies. Londo Bell. Why did they not give Wing this type of card? This type of card, I have no idea. Let's play the Breacher. No, let's play this card, because I'm gonna pop this card and pop this card on the next turn. Actually, I can get rid of that card right now, and then Breach with Suji. Set up my hand for success. or I can just take some hits, get some burn damage. Let's get this card on my hand, and we'll just pass here. If I take some hits, I'm okay with it at the moment. So can I say when I look at different deck ideas and they say control in the deck name, I get a little mad because control to me is my opponent can do nothing. It's true. Control is all about controlling what your opponent can and cannot do. So if you try to play a card, your opponent can counterspell it, burn it off the ground, or completely board wipe you and get to the very, very late game. So it's trying to control the entire game in its favor from the entire beginning, and that is something that control player likes to do. And those decks do exist. I think that it's not 100% the same in Gundam, outside of maybe you can say that, you know, blue white blocker slop Kira is a control deck. But I can understand why you would hate that you cannot do anything against them. But that's how control operates. What was I trying to do? I was trying to play... I was trying to do this. Pump it. Ping this guy in the turn. Another aggro breach deck that I have no basis for. But I do have that. So I will slow the damage now before he starts to breach me. Yeah, so... I really feel like in this game, control is not what it is in Magic the Gathering or other games. They don't really control decks. They still play blockers and stuff. You can say that the control, but I think with the board wipe in purple and some kill spells, those can be control decks. They're not complete yet, but eventually there will be. This thing's got 5 HP. This is really, really hard to kill. Really tough to crack. So, yeah, if you don't like playing the control decks, I get it. Control decks can be annoying. But usually control decks should take more skill. Unfortunately, in this game, control decks take no skill, which is very annoying. This is so stupid. Takes no damage from me. It's real sad. I need a Machu Link at this point. I need a Machu or I'm just gonna die. I mean, I'm pretty much dead already because he's gonna breach me with Gundam. Lose 2 of my shields and then he's gonna take the rest out right now. Okay, maybe he wants to trade instead. Guess he doesn't have new Gundam or he... I don't know what he wants to do. This card is one of the strongest cards, by the way, in the game. Or I guess, yeah, one of the best cards that they printed. Like, this is a rare, and this is really, really strong. And people should not sleep on this card. If this card's alt art is really cheap, I would definitely recommend, like, at least looking at it and seeing if you want to pick up the alt art for double bullet, if it's, like, actually low or cheap, or wait for it to go low. Because this will be a card that any green deck can play and actually utilize, and it's one of the only ways to actually swing for 8 damage into your opponent's unit. So this is probably going to be going to like my wing deck or something. And also Age is still a solid art type in general. Okay, so I have no way of killing this thing because it really heals for 1,000,000. But I guess I'll try my best. This is the first time if you have an Earth Federation unit, so I can pop this guy off so he doesn't have an Earth Federation unit. So now he takes max damage. And now I can ping it for 1. Is it? Don't tell me it says card. Oh, pilot and play. My bad. Okay. Either way, we can solve this issue real easily. Hit it like that. Get rid of it. Attack the shields. Pass the turn. People who do not like playing to blockers a lot are not going to have a fun time in GD05. And if people want to win, they should just be playing a ton of blockers. Because the most improved deck was the blocker deck. And nothing has changed from GD01 through 4 to actually beat blockers like all the time. And there's obviously aggro. So the meta was aggro blockers. Blockers got a lot better. Aggro got slightly nerfed. But there's other decks in the game that can actually beat aggro, per se. Well, there's not a lot of units that can not beat them, essentially. It's going to be very hard to beat blockers. It used to be that you could beat blockers because you could get through them, out-attrition them, but ever since the new freedom card came out, that just put a full stop to anything that could actually outlast you or outbeat you. And if you played a beatdown deck, you know, the blocker player just gets better, or like you saw at the beginning of the stream, I just bounced everything and gets to play around it. Let's play this first. Let's grab the Suji. Let's play this. Let's whiff. Sure. I guess I could put... it doesn't matter. I'm basically dead. Lose that game. Okay, let's go back to playing other decks. Vulture. It's never Lupus. I really want to play Lupus again. I always enjoy playing this deck. You guys know I played some CB last set as well, so maybe I'll work on some CB decks over the weekend if I have time, and I'll put them on stream. I have the base in my hand. This is exactly what I want, so I'll keep it. If you guys check out my newest video with Kira and play the deck list and play blockers, definitely leave your comments on there and let me know how it goes. Or if you guys don't like aggro or don't like control decks like Lucas. I think people understand that if the meta becomes 80% blocker slop, people are going to be very, very upset. And again, going to the next game, next set, we might be looking at White's going to get support from Zeta. Purple is going to be more control-ish. And red is obviously control as well, with a lot of burn and stuff. So we'll see. Can you link your EX profile? I want to see how close my Lupus is to yours. I'll grab my EX link burst for you. EX burst. Deck list profile. Copy link. Alright, let's see what we got. We got the base so I can start self-milling, which is important, so we're gonna do that. Then we could do this self-mill and do things. Do I need to do that? Not exactly. What I do need to do is remove this unit off the board. Let's get rid of the Impulse Gundam. Let's get it out of here. He wants to bounce me? Sure, don't matter. So I can either put the blocker here, but I don't care about losing. Well, keeping my base up is pretty important, but he's playing Impulse. You could just link and get rid of it whenever he wants. If I play this blocker, it could slow down the game. Or I do this right now and draw my card and ping myself. I think we're kind of forced to self-hurt ourselves here a little bit. Actually, I could put the Mikazuki onto one of these guys instead. So let's play the Rizal again. Let's put the Mikazuki on this. Let's hurt ourselves and kill this guy. And then activate the base and mill it and pass. So I want to protect my base as long as possible, but at the same time I don't really rely on Barbados like trading and all this stuff. If we get to a position where I can play the Barbados and simply use it to draw cards, I'm cool with that. And then I always have the board wipe in my hand, which will be pretty effective against his early game units. So next turn I'll probably just take a few hits to the face and then go for the board wipe to gain card advantage. If I can. But yeah, okay, maybe not. 3 hits is maybe too much for me. Again, Mikazuki can ping something off. I guess we'll have to go down the path of board wiping him now. He's out of cards, so why not? Let's ping this guy. Let's draw our cards. Let's board wipe and be happy with ourselves. So he's at 3 cards. I'm at a whole hand. I don't even know what this guy literally did. He just played double awakened power. So this is why I don't like playing. Like, you can't just use the awakened power cards to gain tempo, which is again him trying to cheese the win by just swinging at my shields like infinite times. It's just kind of degenerate gameplay for the most part. And this is why command cards in this game are not really like super good, because when you play command cards in this game, you lose a card and bounce effects don't net your opponent -1. They just give you your opponent the cards back. If the block stop, does Shenlong Ultron have legs? Yes, Shenlong Ultron and all that stuff will have legs. The issue is that the metagame isn't settled right now, and when the metagame is all over the place, you can't just bring a deck that's only built to beat blockers, because then you play against aggro and you lose, or you play against these other decks that are going to be combating you pretty well, and clan and all this stuff. So really right now, just play what you want, have fun deck building and experimenting, and then as we move into the future, start to be like, okay, what do I like, what do I not like? And yeah, 1, 2, I have enough cards. Let me see if I can pull out anything useful. I cannot. Let's play the card. Papa's dude. I don't like playing my decisive there, but we're just gonna eventually find Lupus and we should be happy. And again, we haven't really milled just enough, but we'll mill a few off these cards here. So yeah, Shenlong and all this have legs. I haven't directly play tested. I've been really busy coaching. If you guys do want coaching, definitely hit me up and add me on my Discord at CoachWing0. Get coaching in now before GD05 so you guys can have the best chance and the best decks. And just improve as a player overall. Hit the TCG gym essentially. He's got all this stuff. Doesn't really matter. Let's swing at his shields again, see what he wants to do. Like, other problem with Shenlong and Ultron is that, yeah, Shenlong kills units, right? Ultron kills units. But when your entire opponent is playing Aelth Strike and above, like Silver Bullets, Ultron doesn't kill any of those. And and neither did, well, Shenlong doesn't kill any of them, and then Ultron takes very, very late to get into the game, and your opponent just has a whole board at that point and isn't gonna do too much. So that kind of sucks when that happens. So yeah, that's the problem with Ultron. You play Ultron against a blocker deck, they're playing Kira. You play Ultron, you kill one of their guys, and they put the Ultron to the bottom of your deck, and then you basically are screwed. If you play Shenlong, right, you play Shenlong, you only kill Lifrits and Rick Diaz's. The main issue is how do you get around the Ale Strikes and the Silver Bullets. And the Silver Bullet is immune to Ultron for the most part. So you're just like, okay, what do I do now? Is the question that you're asking yourself. Let's just block and get that out of the way. So I think there's space. It just, you know, there's a lot of decks, playtesting and all that jazz needs to happen, and we don't have enough. I don't have enough time to do all of it. And GD05 is not out yet, so technically I still have another week or whatever amount of time is left to get you guys deck lists for other things. Like, but the ideas are there. And Academy, I haven't made a video on Academy yet because I'm really waiting for the meta to settle down and try to improve it as best as it can. Okay, can he kill me or can he not kill me? That's the question. He can kill me because this thing links. What nonsense. So again, this is the clear issue with the game. Just taking hits to the face. Ugh. He has no cards and he still wins the game because there's no interaction from my deck to actually stop him from attacking me and playing standing units. Which, yeah, is a problem. And I didn't draw Lupus. If I had drawn, well, yeah. Keep this hand because we have everything we need. Most important card being this base. Mr. Fate. Speaking of legs, we are down on League Militaire, being that League Militaire shouldn't exist in a metagame where you have complete board wipes and the new Kira blockers is just strictly stronger. Right? Like, why would you play Victory Gundam if your opponent plays a single Lifrith and then plays Widespread Annihilation on turn 6? You lose everything in the Victory deck. Every single one of your cards dies. So, yeah, however the metagame goes, the ultimate thing you have to answer is, can I get around Widespread Annihilation? And can I get around the level 8 Victory? Or, sorry, level 8 Freedom? And then can I deal with Sazabi and can I deal with Aggro? Or Zeong, essentially. Discard a card. I don't need more than one Lupus, so we're just going to discard Lupus. Also adds another unit to the trash, so... Of course he already knows we're playing Lupus, so it's fine. Yeah. So probably be the last game. Again, if you guys do go back and watch my new Kira video or any of the other videos, definitely leave a comment and your experiences with the deck, or positives, negatives. Impulse Gundam. I'll probably do a dedicated Minerva stream later this week. And maybe hit on Minerva and CB and Clan at the same time. New Gundam decks seem pretty strong. What are your thoughts on it? I'm not super impressed with New Gundam. Number 1 is level 7. What comes after 7 is 8. What comes at 8 is Freedom Gundam. And having the ability to swing twice into your opponent's shield is fine, because you get to take 2 shield hits off of his ability. But I don't mind taking 2. Like, look at the board state right now. If this is the board state you're going to get to, and because the entire early game of every single deck is relatively the same, you get New Gundam, you swing 2 at my shields. Even if I lose 4 shields right now and then I get to level 8 or level 7, I'm going to kill the New Gundam, kill everything. Can you beat me after I get down to 2 shields? And the answer is no. Once you go to New Gundam, you're kind of done. You don't have anything else past that, or you're already winning the game, and at that point, anything could have won. But New Gundam is, I feel like, much more of a control card, where you play Wing Gundam. Wing Gundam kills something and your opponent has to answer it, which they usually do. Or another swing from the Wing Gundam isn't going to end the game on the spot, right? So New Gundam is just Wing Gundam. So if Wing Gundam is not crazy powerful, then New Gundam is also not going to be crazy powerful. But what New Gundam does have going for it is you can use New Gundam in the control aspect of using it to deal 7 damage to something big and trying to pop it that way, and not just using it to go super aggressive against your opponent, especially when most decks are going to be playing like bases and playing Kira blockers. You're not going to get there. And if you guys watched my stream 2 days ago, you guys saw me just like beat New Gundam decks and Amuro decks, and it's just not that strong. And if they're winning, try to understand why is the deck winning. Is it because they played GMs and Amuro G and won? That's, anybody could do that. Okay, so I want to self-hurt myself basically right now. So let me inflict pain. Mill a card. And then I can attack into him if I want. I'll attack the base. I don't really care. So I think the New Gundam deck's fun. It's fine. Is there play to it? Yes. Is the New Gundam can be ran independently of Amuro, and Amuro can be ran independently of New Gundam. So yeah, it's just is everything there that needs to be there for the deck to be competitively viable? No. Should you be playing blue-green Amuro? Probably not. Should you be playing green plus something else? Most likely. And yeah. Like, everything before New Gundam doesn't make you win the game. They're just cards. And then everything after New Gundam doesn't exist. So that's how I feel about it. Now, if you're going to play New Gundam plus purple Char is New Gundam plus purple is good playing New Gundam plus Char, because the Zeon side of it is really, really good for card advantage, and you have Zeong, the most broken card in the game. And then you also have the purple side of it being Sazabi to control the late game, and you have Char to also just like link a lot, basically. And you can put Char onto New Gundam and still get the breach effect. So yeah. S tier Kiraslop, as it was foretold. Yes, sir. I just want something other than 2 decks. I agree with you. But I cannot help you with that because we just don't have... What are the most fun decks to play in Gundam? Clan, maybe Minerva, and then like CB-ish. Those are the most fun decks, and then I think the Zeon deck is fun to play. That's kind of it. Everything else is unfun. He plays this card. Okay. I want to hurt myself, so I'm going to try to hurt myself. I want to protect the base, so playing the base. here is probably the best. Playing this guy's the best. And yeah, we'll hurt myself. Rest, rest, swing, swing. I could swing at his shields, but I have another base in my hand, so I can just swing at the shields and let him do what he wants. If he gets first strike on me, that's gonna suck. Witchery plays well into freedom decks because of the tokens. It can, but again, I wouldn't be playing victory into that. And if it's tokens, they can always side deck some bounce spells or whatever they want. Or alter their play. And then again, the thing about victory deck is it's not, even if you can beat, let's say you have a good, you can play well into freedom. It's, well, how on earth are you going to play Victory Gundam into Widespread Annihilation? You sit down, your opponent's playing Widespread Annihilation, your victory deck just goes straight into the trash. Basically. And purple also has blockers in the deck, so if you wanted to do Kira blockers, you could still go purple blockers plus blue, and then victory would have, freedom would have board wipe, destroy effects, and blue Kira for ultimate draw. And that's why I just can't run victory. I just cannot get behind victory. Although I like the new V2 dash, whatever, but I just can't get behind victory when your entire board gets killed by Wing Zero or Widespread or G Gundam or CB. Like, there's so many ways to kill the whole board. Almost, like, you know, half the metagame's gonna have a board wipe. This guy's attacking me. Okay. Three, 6. Let's play the blocker. Last regional of GD04 is this weekend. What would you bring? Because I'm expecting all Blurple. I think there's going to be a lot of Blurple. I don't think a 1 Year War is going to pick up unless people have been trying to max out their decks before GD05 hits. But it's going to be a lot of aggro for sure. And then Kira blockers will always be there. And yeah, I mean, I just would expect the same stuff, man. It's been 4 sets of aggro or blocker swap, and I would still expect there to be blocker swap or aggro. And then, of course, there'll be some wing players. I think it's, yeah, that's what I would expect there to be. Imagine playing Kira blockers and rage quitting Kek W. Yeah, that's true. How did this guy kill me? He giant killing me. I hate that my shields are so low even though I play bases. Card pool to rest and remove bodies is so small. Back-to-back game of dude just leaving stuff up waiting for the big swing turn. Yeah, you can build your deck to be very, very interactive, but that's, if you want interactiveness, you gotta play either resting deck, which is probably gonna be G Gundam or something, or you gotta play red. Like red burn or purple kill is my best route for that. And if you're not playing that, then you're not gonna have the ability to do that stuff. Okay, let's just play the Lupus. And what have you got here? Let's play the Mikazuki. Let's activate the Mikazuki. I should have. I have enough. I have barely enough. Okay. Let's kill this guy. Kill this guy. I don't want to attack into him because he'll first strike me, and then what do I even do about that? Yeah, there's again, like going back to my point, what, 30 minutes ago, there's not a lot of interactiveness. A lot of your early game stuff are just blockers or vanillas. So the first couple of turns of the game, you're not doing anything, and then by the time you get to Ale Strike turn or level 5 turn, either you have a really, really strong level 4 link or level 5 link and level 6 link, or your deck is significantly weaker. And if your deck does not have a level 4 link in the game, then that is a problem. While Victory Gundam has level 4 link that draws you a card. And it's complete bullshit that Victory Gundam has a on attack, draw a card, on attack, draw a card at level 4 so early into the game that you can just draw 2 cards and get so much value. And summon tokens. It doesn't make any sense. And I don't like the Gundam card game's design of we want you to have a lot of cards. Like we're on turn 8 and look at my hand size. Look at his, like, he's not gonna run out of cards on turn like maybe 11, 12. Like it's gonna take a while. It's kind of disgusting. Do I have enough pings to kill him? Not yet. And I'm basically dead because I have no way of killing these guys. So rest in pieces. Kill one at least. I'll kill one guy. BTS Cosmos art. What is BTS Cosmos art? He actually blocks me. That's so strange. Two units. I don't even know what I milled off my Habakuris. Like, did I even mill off my Habakuris? I don't think I did. I just played a bunch of them. Hail Strike. And yeah. Another one? Oh my god, dude. I can't do anything. Alright, that's gonna be it. I'm gonna log out. I'll work on something for another stream on the weekend or something. But see you guys around. Enjoy your nighttime, afternoon. Take care. Check out Pink Jedi Guy's videos. I'm sure he's gonna be uploading some more. And